Hey guys, new update today. I have reworked the crafting system. It's nothing you can notice in the game, but it's very noticeable in the code. It's much easier and much more easier to handle right now. The recipes are alphabetically ordered. It's still nowhere near what I want it to be, because right now I got plenty of recipes, but I got no way to filter through them. So if you're searching for an item, you actually need to go through the whole recipe book and search for it, which I don't really like. I want to have categories like tools and yeah, stuff. So I've added a bunch of new tools, which are metal tools: axe, hoe, pickaxe, and shovel. I'll probably be adding more later on. I want the player to have a lot of options how to handle crafting and or like working the playground, the the map, I guess. Another thing I have added is a new reworked Campfire. It's still work in progress, but it's similar to other new style of building, I guess. If you build it, it requires more branches, which kind of makes no sense, because you know you have put in some branches right away and it needs more branches. The first 5 branches actually need to be stone. I'll have to readjust that, but after adding the stone you can build the campfire, and then you'll be able to fill it in with branches, and then you can light the branches. Now the sound is linked to the lit up action or light up action, and it's common through every other building that can be lit up. I have created a new interface which is flammable. I couldn't figure out a better name, and all the buildings that can be lit up implement that interface. So clay oven will make that sound, and also they have special methods that they need to override or implement, and it's easier to handle them right now. So the new thing I've added is also a forge. The recipe is gonna change because you need metal to build the forge, but right now the most important stuff is that you can actually build the forge. You can fill it with coal. You can also light it up. There's still an issue with tooltips being too high, because the whole image is too high, but when it's lit up and you got required items, you can craft metal tools. Let's say I were to craft a copper axe. It also checks for the proximity. There's a new proximity item required option for the recipe, and if the proximity item is implementing the flammable interface, it also checks if the object is lit up. So if the forge wasn't lit up, come on, right here. If the forge wasn't lit up, it wouldn't allow me to craft the axe. If the forge is lit up, you can craft the... You're too far from... Oh, come on, no. Oh yeah, so it catches the first forge and tries to figure out the distance, and alright, so it works for one forge only. I guess I'll have to lit up this one. I need to make a note to fix that. Alright, I'm gonna craft the axe now. Okay, that's pretty annoying. So much for a showcase on how to do this. I guess I'll have to remove this forge. This always happens. It's not just that I won't be debugging the whole game or testing it, but there's just too much stuff to test for me. So yeah, it's just not doable while I'm developing. And I'm actually glad that I'm finding more and more bugs as I go, because that makes me smarter, I guess, and the game better, which is more important. No, it's not. So I got metal axe now. I will be changing the timers on all the stuff you can use it on. So the stone axe will be slow, the copper axe will be faster, and the better the metal, the faster you're gonna perform the action. About the recipe change, nope. First, I have changed the zoom. It now uses or preserves hard edges, I guess. I think it's called like... No, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna say the word. I'm gonna show it to you later on. So you can actually see that the screen isn't blurred, and it was using like byliner, well, a different way of zooming in. You can actually find the same options in programs like Photoshop or other graphical tools. And when working with pixel art, you want to preserve hard edges. So right now all the pixels are like twice bigger, so the screen really doesn't look blurred like before. Also, this is the anvil, it's not anything else. My friend told me that it looks like everything other than the anvil, and I was really disappointed. There's like a hole inside where the smoke can go, using this little part of like made out of bricks. It like collects the smoke and exhausts it up. The idea about this image, or yeah, this forge was made out of like 4 or 5 different images of different forges. And it took me a while to put it together. This is like the cooling station. This is used to blow the air inside the furnace or forge. It's called bellows, I believe. These are thongs that are like sitting on a wire string or iron, whatever, metal wire that's like connected to the cooling station. It's really hard to see because it's pretty small, but you need to imagine that. This is of course the place where you put the coal, and that's the whole forge. Of course I've reused the smoke from other furnaces, because that would take me forever to come up with different smoke. I'm still missing a hammer, I guess. Yeah. Never mind that. Alright, so about the code, I'm gonna show you how big the last commit was. Let me go there. This is one of the commits for this video, and you can see that a lot of stuff has been changed. There's the crafting class. You can see a lot of stuff was deleted, and it was reworked into this thingy. The red stuff is what it was before. All the recipes were like this, and they were created like this, and it was pretty annoying, because if I were to add metal stuff, metal axes, I would have to create 4 of these and add them in, which I didn't want to do. So instead, just imagine these will be used just to get all the X types in, and what it looks like now is this little piece of code. all the recipes are created through this method, and this one like puts them together. All the objects that have more than one recipe use this method, but you don't really need to implement it if you're crafting, like, let's say, a cupboard, because it has only one recipe. So the crafting class looks like this, instead of the mess you could see before. Also, the comment is really big. And that's all these changes. Well, these are just automatic for the build thingy, which I'm not even using, but Netbeans are kind of persistent about that. But the rest is due to crafting changes or even graphical changes, like adding details to stuff, but most of it is in the code. There are some fixes for the campfire, some fixes for the... Let's see if I can find the option for preserving hard edges when zooming in. Yeah, that's it. Nearest neighbor, that's the word I was looking for. You just add a rendering hint, and that's all you need to do. Nothing special magical. I've found a few solutions to my problem with the zooming, and this one was like super effective. I found like smart solutions, but they were really huge, and I think this is much better. One line of code and you're done. I still need to figure out how to handle the zoomed in clicks. I've also fixed a few debugging options where the debug where you still need to be pretty close to stuff in order to use it, even if you were in the debug mode. So I've been adding these to a lot of code to make the debug mode much easier for me to handle, or much smarter, I guess, because it takes a long time to debug stuff and or test stuff, and the debug mode really helps. You can probably notice that this really saves time instead of like cheating in items or getting them myself. So the recipes, the only thing I kinda dislike about the recipes is that I need to instantiate the object in order to get the recipes, and to get the recipes I need to instantiate all the objects with appropriate metal or materials. It's like fast way right now, but I don't really like it because it can be pretty costly later on if I were to instantiate like thousands of objects, because I really intend to get a lot of content into the game, but this could stop me, so I will have to revisit this system later on. But yeah, at first I had no idea how to handle crafting. Then I came up with the first system, second, third, fourth, and this is like the fifth iteration of it, and I'm pretty happy with it because it's getting much better and much easier to handle, and that's really important, because the easier it's to handle, the faster I can implement stuff. So I've shown some code, I have talked about the changes. I shouldn't be putting my hand in front of my mouth when I'm talking, and I think that's it. That's the flammable interface. I've also added this craftable item interface. It should look like this, yeah. That's just to make my life easier, and it's definitely easier to handle classes. I've made some adjustment to the game object class where I cannot remember where I fixed it, but there were some issues with the zoomed in option where this fix would increase the performance like twice. It was like yeah, that's it. Instafix, Insta FPS. I was really glad I did that. I have no idea what I did though. Never mind. So what's next? The zoom in option is nice, but the click resolution, as you can see, the red dot says where I have clicked, because it needs to translate the click like into the game, and the whole game is like the camera is translated by pretty huge amount of pixels, if you can imagine that. That's how these games where the camera moves with the character work, and the translation from the 1 point or 1 times scale or zoom works well, because that's what I've been working with up until now. But if I were to zoom in, it has to translate the map a little bit further, because it like takes the image, starts with the top left corner, and just draws everything bigger. And if I weren't to translate the image, it would start with this bush or whatever. It would make this part of the screen pretty big, and the character would end up somewhere around here. If I were to zoom in twice, the character would end up right here. So I need to adjust the screen, and while I'm doing that, the mouse cursor ends up like here. I still need to figure out a way how to like get it done or display it properly, because it's pretty annoying. Wow, I think I broke it. Cool, yeah, another bug. It seems like when you're moving while zooming, it can cause the crash. So this is one thing I want to get done. It also is a one thing I have no idea how to fix. I know I need to translate the clicks somehow, but there's no easy equation I will be able to come up with. But yeah, right now you can clearly see the whole graphics and how it looks like Rabbit from up close. What else is next? I guess the craft book might be reworked in order to make it easier for me to filter through it. So if I were in a rush and I wanted to craft a metal axe, I really need some option to get it done real quick, and I don't like that I have to scroll through all these. Also, I'd like to add more armor, more types of armor, especially metal armor, now when I have the forge, but that's gonna take a while. Especially like different armor types other than the chest. Well, actually every piece of graphic takes a while for me. It's really hard, really hard for me to come up with these, and it takes a lot of time to get them done and make them look at least a little bit good. So what else is next? These are like minor things, and I know I wanted to talk about something more important. Oh yeah, that's how that's my general rule of how I'm implementing stuff. Right now I'm trying to work on the like skeleton of the game, or the core of the game. That's why I have added just a few farming options, and also few metal options, and few, yeah. So I want to build like in one straight line, and then I want to branch it out. So I want to have everything ready so I can build it on, or build on it. So I'll probably revisit farming later down the road, adding more like vegetables and stuff you can plant, harvest and use. I'm really looking forward to sewing, cause I want to implement winter, the biggest enemy in every similar game, I guess. So you'll have to actually figure out a way how to keep yourself warm while protected against enemies, because you cannot really wear all the armor and clothing together, so you'll have to balance it out. Also, I am looking forward to creating more metal stuff like traps, or even more archery options, I guess, like bows, crossbows. I'm really big fan of rangers in Ultima Online. I've been playing on a private server where we had rangers, and they were totally OP if you knew how to play them. They could, like, yeah, I love them so much. So I'm really looking forward to implementing archery. I might add in guns later on. I'm still not sure how far I should go with the progression, because it is gonna be pretty difficult for me to start with stuff like gunpowder, electricity, or even automated stuff. I'm not sure about that. Right now the automation in my mind is like using NPCs. I don't really want to go the Factorio way, if you know the game, where you can automate a lot of stuff by creating mechanical stuff. I'd like to see the player, or me, building up a small village where your NPCs are gonna reside, and they are gonna help you out if you take care of them. And that's the way I wanna go for right now. Maybe later on, if I'll decide to go further in the progression, I might add stuff like, as I mentioned, electricity, automated stuff like in Minecraft, redstone, traps, contraptions. I really loved Minecraft redstone, and I've played with it for a long time. I even made like a pin bank thingy that you needed to add in or click certain buttons, as in numbers, to unlock your save, but you can always blow it up with TNT or creative mode, right? So a lot of stuff is going on in my mind, but right now I need to kinda stay low or work on the stuff that's not working, and that's the clicking. Yeah, the clicking in, I guess that's it. I think there were some issues with the zoom. Oh god, this is pretty bad. My eyes. But that's it. I didn't really encounter many bugs. I'm still trying to fix all the bugs as I go, which was the reason for reworking the campfire. Oh, it still needs stone. Yeah, never mind. I'll probably have to add like little stones around it to make it more like, yeah. I'm running out of words, so 23 minutes. Nobody's gonna watch that long. See ya guys next time.